Hey family, it is Netta with Black Lives Count, and I am back at you with another video. I hope, family, that you are all doing well, you're thriving. I know right now we are in some very tumultuous times, and there's so many things going on right now, but I want you, as the chosen people, we need to keep our mind focused on the prize. My grandmother used to always say that. Keep your eye on the prize. And she would be correct. Okay, so family, we're going to discuss the Democratic Party and the reason that they are refusing to sign the SAVE Act. We can think of a lot of things that this could be a reason for, but let me tell you what the biggest reason is going to be. It would be surprising to you, right? Okay, give me 1 second. I am going to read a snippet about the SAVE Act. Okay, so, and this is an article, family. It's called, it's by the Bipartisan Policy Center. I'm sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied today. So it says, the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act, or better known as the SAVE Act, requires voters to provide documentary proof of citizenship at the time of registration and a photo ID at the time of voting. The Save America Act was passed by the U.S. House of Representatives in February of 2026. Both parties agreed that voter registration should permit all eligible citizens and only eligible citizens to register and vote in federal elections. Okay? Although it says instances of non-citizen registration and voting are rare, the Save America Act's goal of ensuring that only citizens can register to vote is very important. Okay? It goes on to say citizenship is already a requirement in order to vote and to register to vote. Many eligible citizens don't have access to documentary proof of citizenship. What are they talking about, family? Family, what are they talking about? I don't know a black person, and I'm a black person, and I know a whole lot of black people that do not have an identification. Even I worked in a recidivism to prevent recidivism from people returning to prison. I worked in a program like that. Even people that have gotten released from prison have the ability to go and get identification. It used to be $10 or $12. Now it has escalated to about, I think, between $20 and $30. Maybe can it be as high probably as $35. But as long as you can pay that fee, you can get your driver's license or your state ID. As long as you have a birth certificate showing that you were born in America and a social security card or whatever else form of identification. Now, if you are somebody who is naturalized or somebody who is a permanent resident or whatever, I'm sure they have, whatever they have to do in order to be able to register to vote if they can. I don't have a problem with requiring people to be able to provide identification in order to vote. The only people that can have an issue with that is people that flooded the gates of the borders so that they can bring people here and replace your vote, family, your black vote. And a lot of black people get upset when we say this, but it's the case. This is why you're not getting shit right now. This is why they're telling black people, well, we can't do this. Well, we can't do that. But then they can do all sorts of things to help, economically other communities, such as what they were doing for, as I said before, the Hispanics, okay? And just other immigrants, all kinds of immigrants, and coming into the country, they were getting all kind of set-asides and economic resources that foundational black Americans don't get, okay? We're not qualifying to get. So, yeah, the SAVE Act is something I believe that is necessary. So it goes on further to say citizenship is already a requirement to vote. Okay? So if citizenship is a requirement for you to vote, what is the problem with you having to provide your documentation in order to vote? I'll tell you what it is. Because the Democrats want illegal migrants to be able to come in here and vote for them. This is why they're getting all these set-asides and stuff. And you know what's crazy, what's really funny, is that a lot of these Hispanics are still voting for Republicans. They're not voting for the Democrats. Yet the Democrats are still giving them set-asides. Yet when the black people ask for anything, when Joe Biden came into office in 2020, what did he tell black people? That we were going to have to learn how to work with the Hispanics. Isn't that what he told us? We were going to have to learn how to work with the Hispanics, okay? Not the other way around. Not because we've been here longer and we built the country, not that the Hispanics would have to learn to work with us. No, he said that we would have to learn to work with the Hispanics. See, we have to understand when we're being disrespected. The Democrats have been allowed to get away with disrespecting us for a long time. So it goes on to say, Democrats previously agreed to a bipartisan bicameral bill to fund DHS through the end of fiscal year 26, but turned their backs on the deal at the last minute, forcing a shutdown of DHS. They continue to hold critical security funding hostage over radical partisan demands that impede immigration enforcement. So what they're mad at, they're upset because Renee Good and Alex Preddy were unalived by ICE. So they're very upset about that. And so two white people, now, although we know there have been many others that have been unalived by ICE. There were some black people, there was some Hispanic people, okay? But as soon as two Caucasians get unalived, then all hell to the gnaw. And I'm telling y'all, the Maxine Waters and all of the rest of the Democrats, Jim Clyburn, all of those Democrats that are vying and refusing to sign, as people go to work every day, TSA, as they go to work every day and are not getting paid, okay, to the point where these people are calling out. And I don't blame them. See, the Democrats have no alliance to the black community. They don't. If they had alliance, they would have signed that bill. Why wouldn't they? I think everybody should have to have identification and be a citizen in order to vote. I think every person, and in fact, I would take it a step further. I believe that there should not be anyone holding office if they were not a born citizen. That's what I say. Because I don't know too many other countries where we can relocate to and then you can get into their politics like that. I don't think you can do it. I really don't believe we can do it. Especially us. So why should America allow people to come over and just hijack and take over, all of the government? Because that's what it's doing. Because the only reason, let me tell you something. The Democratic Party And I don't have an issue with immigrants. But I have an issue when the goal is to overlook the black community. The Democratic Party are predominantly immigrants. There are some foundational black Americans in there too, as well as a few others, okay? But it is a party now based on immigration. This is why they talk about immigration. So this is why they go so hard for immigration. You didn't see them go that hard for a black crime bill, a hate crime bill for black people. You didn't see them go hard for that. What did they say? About everything they say with reparations, we'll do a study. We'll do a study. They're not doing a study about this shit. See, we have to wake up and understand that the Democratic Party does not align with us, black people, anymore. And I'm not saying you have to go out there and vote Republican, okay? I'm not a Republican, and I'm not a Democrat. I am a policy voter, and I don't give a damn what anyone says that they think that's not appropriate. It's appropriate. When every other community is getting something out of the deal except your community, then it becomes appropriate that you have to start looking at how we're going to vote. Who we're going to vote for. Who's going to put in policies that's going to be beneficial for our community, the foundational black community. And if we don't have a party that's going to do that, oh well, let everybody else go for it. Let the illegal migrants vote for you. We don't care. Let every other community that will vote for you, vote for you. But we cannot continue to vote for people that do not align with us, that do not believe in putting tangibles in this community, but they want to put them in every other community. We have to know that these people are not for us. You know, the Democrats, even the way they come to us is very disrespectful. If you saw my video on how they behaved at Jesse Jackson's funeral, and how the son had to get up there, Junior had to get up there and tell them, you didn't know my dad. You didn't know my dad. And in fact, there was disdain between my dad and some of you. And people are speculating. He was talking to Barack Obama, Biden, and I believe they said Clinton. But he was talking to those presidents, or former presidents that came, who all got up on stage and campaigned for the Democrats, because that's what that was for them. That was a pre-DNC, okay? We have to know that the Democrats have long disrespected the black community. They come out every election term season. They tell us who we need to vote for. They point their fingers at us. They wag their fingers when they lose elections and tell us we were wrong for not voting for them. They treat us like we are children. And some of you fall for that shit. Some of you go hard for these damn Democrats when they don't mean our community no damn good. And you're going to keep voting for the damn Democrats in the numbers in which you do. And I don't give it 10 years. I don't even give it 5. But very soon, we're going to see. We're already seeing. I just heard in a community in Georgia, they're talking about closing 27 schools in a black community. I believe DeKalb County. 27 schools. Mostly, and even though Georgia is a red state, that community, mostly Democrats. The mayors are Democrats. councilmen are Democrats. When do we come to the realization that they both sides, work against us? They both, one hand washes the other. You know, there's so much hatred, which I don't have a problem with, for the Republican Party. Why are we not showing the Democrat Party the same vitriol? Why are we not side-eyeing them with the policies that they're putting in place? Black people, I'm going to tell you, there's going to come a time that they're going to, because they're basically telling us now to kiss their asses. In 2020, when Joe Biden told black people in that room, and many of us have saw that video, that we're going to have to learn to work with Hispanics. That was them then telling us to kiss their asses. But they have been telling us that. We should not be the voting bloc for any party. But some of you love them damn Democrats. I don't love either. I do not love the Republicans, and I do not love the Democrats. Because I know neither party means us no good. And that the lesser of two evil shit is so stupid. It's dumb. You got two evils, but one is a tinge, possibly, which I don't see it that way. I think they're both equally yoked when it comes to nefariousness in our community. But even if some people say, well, one is a little bit better, just a little bit, then they're really no better. They really are no better. They're equal. They're the same. We have to understand that we have come into some serious times now. And as far as continuing to support and be the voting bloc for the Democrats, we're going to have to wake up and we're going to have to really understand politics. See, most communities, when they go into that booth to vote, they have already formed an alliance. When the politician see all this coming to the church and getting up in between the preacher and the choir and then leaving. No. Why show up at our churches? Don't show up at the church. Which personally, I don't go into the church no more. Them days is done. I have my own personal connection with the Most High. So I don't need to go into anybody's church. But this is how they get down with us. Coming to our churches. You know, coming into an environment where we can't ask questions. We just bringing them the pastor, okay, because that's what it is. Just bringing them in to, yes, this is who we gonna vote for. Yes, the pastor has no business telling you who to vote for. Neither do rappers. That's another thing they do. They bring all the Cardi B's, the BBLs, and the, incompetentness. I remember even they were, and I believe this was when Kamala was running against Trump. It could have been when Biden was running. But I remember it being so depraved that they were even promoting the strip clubs in order for black people to vote. Do you see how they come to us? Having rappers, I forget, I think it was Trina and I forget that guy's name. No voting, no vucking. I mean, do you see the depravity that they bring to us? We are the laughing stock of the world when we sit up here and let these people play in our faces like they do. We are a lot laughing stock. But there is come time now that I'm so proud of our young people. Those are the ones. Those are the warriors, the true warriors right now. Because they are saying, no, we're not voting for y'all asses. Not like that. They are waking up. They're beating the drums. And they are changing the direction in which the black community will go. They are requiring tangibles for their votes. And they are accurate. That is the way it should be. Because as I said earlier, every community, every person in every other community goes into those booths to cast their vote are looking for tangibles. They want something. They want something, or they're not going to vote for the candidates that are asking them to vote. And that is what we must do. We must wake up, because we have been asleep at the wheel. We have been. And it is time for us to wake up now and for us to get in alignment with one another. Stop fighting each other, going back and forth on voting for these Democrats. A lot of you, for people who didn't vote, even vote for the Democrats or the Republicans, you were criticizing people and telling them it was their fault that Donald Trump got in. No, it's your fault. It's your fault. Because you don't understand that the Democrats and the Republicans mean us no good. See, it's your fault because you're confused and brainwashed. I'm not voting for a party that's not going to do anything for my community. And when my community asks them for something, we're told, oh, you have to wait. We have to do something for the immigrants. Or you have to wait. We have to do something for this group, the LGBTQ. Or you have to wait. We have to do something for the billionaires. Or we have to do something for Ukraine. Or we have to do something for everyone else, but we are not doing what we should do for our people. That is the problem. That is the problem. They're not doing anything for us. So we are put on the back burner, on the back burner, on the back burner until the back has burned up, along with the community. And then we walking around here looking crazy because we're not getting any kind of tangible, but everybody else is. And then they come over here and they call you lazy. And trust me when I tell you this, it is at the behest of the federal government, Democratic side as well as the Republican side. They tell you you're lazy. They tell you you are worthless. They tell you you are this. They tell you are, you know what I'm saying? Everything. We have to stop, family. We have to start understanding that we have political power right now. But there's going to come a time that we don't. I thank you so much for joining me, for listening. Please like, share, and Leave a comment. Let me know. Do you agree or do you not agree? Because I just feel like we got to do something different. All right, family. Peace, love, and blessings, and Black Power. Take care. Bye-bye.